Before we begin this episode, the Mind Depot podcast would like to ask that you take a second to click the subscribe and like button. It greatly helps us to grow our channel and find more guests that you would like. We appreciate and thank you for watching.
Welcome to the Mind Depot podcast. Today we have our guest, Kyara Velasquez.
Hello.
Tell everyone what you do for a living.
So I'm in the financial services world. You can mix it with like financial planning, financial advising. Overall, it's really just meeting somebody where they're at, taking them through our process, which kind of just dives into what their goals are, what planning they've already done, and then seeing where we can either fit in or let them know what their options are. You know, given that we continue with a client relationship, we can expand that relationship for 20 plus years, get you through like the accumulation phase, which is like the fun part of finance, right? Like the getting more money right in your account, growing, and then the deaccumulation portion. So that would be your retirement. How can you, one, get into retirement and also stay retired, right? Like that being the main goal too.
Okay. Before we get deep into the insurance world and what you call it, financial planning aspect of people,
Yeah.
we want to get to know you more. So tell us about your younger years. Like, did you grow up in a two-parent home?
At first, yes. So up until the age of 9, I was in a 2-parent home. It was me, my mom, my dad, my sister. And then when I was 9 and my sister was 11, my father was deported. Our father was deported. So yeah, it was an interesting shift in my childhood. I understood that it wasn't like the best case scenario, but luckily, my mom is amazing. So she was already kind of taking on the dual parent role. She was already like mother and father. And so now she just kind of really had to kick that into high gear. But luckily it brought my sister, my mom and I closer. So it's just kind of like 3 gals, you know, taking on life for some time for sure.
Okay. In that particular situation, it's actually happening a lot more because of the current administration that we have.
Yeah.
How did that affect you emotionally?
So it felt like a piece of me was definitely gone. But I also think it's the relationship itself. So my father was deported in 2008. So I don't know if that was at the end of Obama coming into presidency or if that was when he was elected in. But either way, it doesn't necessarily like matter. Right now, it matters a bit more who our commander-in-chief is, just because I feel like we're a lot more polarized now than we were then, but maybe that's just me. But at the time, I really didn't think like, oh, whose fault is this? It was more so like, damn, like I don't have my dad. So it was just kind of like very hyper-focused on my experience. I see cases now, and also when it was Trump's first presidency, cases of, you know, kids going missing and not going missing, but like being taken from their parents and that no tolerance immigration portion of his policy.
Okay.
And I've seen other people in my life throughout the past 10 years also have their parents deported. It's not the easiest. I'm so sorry, my door opened. It's not the easiest, and I think there's definitely a way to find a middle ground because there is like economic contributors to having immigration here, cultural. I mean, like, come on, who doesn't like tacos? Yeah, because we're probably talking about more like Hispanic immigrants. And I feel like this entire country was founded on people just coming here and seeing if they could figure it out. So I don't think we should discourage that. I think there is a way to kind of fix the asylum process, fix the immigration process overall, and making sure that people are able to be naturalized or able to become citizens in a timely manner, and that makes sense for both people, for both countries, right? So without getting into like everything else, right? Because I study political science, so it's not just United States, it's also our relationship with Mexico and NAFTA, and then what happened to Mexico and everything. So, but yeah.
So your life could have been sent in a different direction just because of what happened with your father. You could
entirely, yes, entirely, yeah. It shifted the way that I looked at relationships growing up for sure. And it definitely took a lot of unlearning when it came to my specific relationship with my father. But yeah, I mostly hyper focused on what was happening to me. Now it's a lot more widespread. I feel like not many people were getting deported at that time, or maybe I wasn't focused on that. But I feel like now I mean, like they're going everywhere, right? They're attacking everywhere.
And how was your relationship with your father before they took him away?
Excellent. Oh my God, like I wanted to be him. So we would get shoes at Payless. And so I wanted to get the same shoes that he got, and they didn't have them there or something like that, because I think he wore Pumas. I wanted to essentially like just dress up like my dad, just like wear the jeans that he had, tuck my like button down shirt in. But when he was deported, it shifted where it felt like kind of like out of sight, out of mind in a way, where my sister and I weren't top priority. And it definitely shifted the dynamic of like, this is not the man that I thought I knew.
Also, you lost contact with him?
I lost contact with him, but it was more voluntary than like, he's so remote, I can't speak with him.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah. And then I come to find out that he also had a family before coming to the United States and has no contact with them either. So it's just like, you find out things that you didn't know at 9, right? Because you don't know the complexities of being a person, right? So you start to discover those things as time goes on.
Okay, and what's one thing that you learned from your dad before he was taken away?
So he didn't drink, he didn't smoke, he didn't really have any of those like external vices. So I think that's definitely something that I learned from him, just to like kind of don't let those control your life, right? Those kinds of things. Because it's easy to socially drink, but it's different to like privately drink. Yeah. And another thing, so I never heard my parents fight growing up. So I definitely want to make sure that I continue that part of it. Because I never knew that there were issues going on in the relationship. I was just like, I have parents, like this is great.
That's amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And what's one thing that you've learned from your mother?
Oh my God. To sum it down to one thing, maybe like tenacity.
Tenacity, okay.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You have any examples you can divulge?
Raising 2 kids on her own for like the past, I don't know, since I was 9, 13 years? No, oh, wow. More than that, way more than that. And also having to do it before that, because my father was like struggling with employment before that, so she was already kind of taking that on. Oh. Making sure that my sister and I had, clothes, food, all that. Going to work every day. Okay, actually one example. So she had to have her gallbladder taken out. And I knew it was like a surgery. So I was like, oh my gosh, my mom, I hope she's okay. I think my sister and I were at school. That same night she was home because she had to go to work the next day. Or like, I think she took the weekend or something like that. I think it was like a Thursday and she took the weekend to heal. But she was back home because she couldn't leave her young kids alone in the house. I think we were maybe 15, 17. I can't remember. Wow. But she came home. She was just in pain. I was like, Ma, why are you here? You should be at the hospital. She's like, I just had to come home. I was like, okay.
So she didn't have any help?
She did. Like my sister and I took care of her when she got home, but it wasn't.
I mean, like family members to take care of you guys while she was gone.
No. So my uncle was busy with his own thing, and my grandpa, she doesn't really like trust because like that's her father, and she has a whole other relationship with her father, okay. And she doesn't really ask for help.
Gotcha. So, okay.
Yeah.
Because from my experience, other cultures have better family dynamics. Because in our community, like African American, we rather have separate homes and pay astronomical rents instead of combining our resources together and grow a family like foundation.
Yeah.
Other cultures, let's say Asian people, for instance.
Yeah, it's very
community-based. We'll have like 15 people in one house, each person paying probably $200, $300. Which is economically better. Mm-hmm. And then once they save enough money, they can get their own house and duplicate that process. Mm-hmm. Us, we can't do that same thing.
Yeah, I think there's a cultural difference. I think they're very community-based, and I don't want to say that Hispanics or Black people are not community-based. I think that we're maybe more of a survival state than other cultures, where we feel like we have to do it on our own, and that's the way to actually make it. Like there's a pride in doing it on your own. A sense of pride, but I feel like, and I struggle with asking for help myself, right? So yeah. I feel like there's, do
you think that's a result of watching your mom do it on her own?
Probably, yeah, because I was like, she did it, like, why can I, So now it's definitely unlearning that and understanding when I need help. I don't think I really understood those moments in my life where I was like, maybe I should get help. If it's simple as like hanging out with my best friend or like, asking a professor for help or a director at my work for help or anything like that. It's still something that I'm definitely trying to figure out now before I, like solidify exactly who I am, if that makes sense.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, you're relatively still young, so you have time.
Yeah, I'm using the benefit of time. Yeah, I have to.
Right. What was your favorite subject in school growing up?
Math.
Math. Okay.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved that. As simple as like math steps. I don't know if anybody else had that book, um, where it's like addition, subtraction, and then you get, the complicated like multiplication and division. I like that I could figure it out and there was an answer. Like there was a direct answer. And then when it got more complicated with algebra, geometry, trig, and calculus, I like that too because again, there was an answer. Even if the answer was zero, that's the answer. So I liked that.
It's definite. It's a
It's
definite
definite.
answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Hmm.
My daughter, because we homeschool,
Oh, nice.
um, every time we try to get her to do math, she's like, I hate it. I don't want to do it.
Yeah.
What would you tell a young child like that about math?
Um, you might not use like y equals mx plus b throughout your entire life, but so much of life is math. Um, like at least physics is really interesting. Like that's a science, but it's also based in math. Like there's equations in physics and all that. Um, I feel like it's a universal language. Maybe that could be like a way to explore it with her. It's a every country, every nation knows that 2 + 2 = 4. That is universal. So
Yeah.
it can tap you into other uh cultures. I don't know, but like it can tap you into like the entire world. And the more you do it, the easier it gets. That's for sure the one way to do it. The more you repeat it, is gonna get easier.
Okay, good advice.
Yeah.
Well, what was your favorite sport in high school?
I played lacrosse in high school, so I guess that was my favorite sport. But I really enjoyed watching the basketball team. So, because like that was like our sport for like the school, because our team was pretty good, the boys team and the girls team.
Okay.
Um, but I played lacrosse, but we never won. So like I started lacrosse my junior year, and I think we won one game, and it was developmental, so it didn't really even count in our track record. It was just completely a defeated season. Like it is what it is. It was fun though, but you know,
You're not the only one. I've had some bad teams in basketball because that was my sport of choice, basketball.
nice.
The year before I joined the high school team, the guys were awesome. We had tall guys, we had nice guys that could shoot, we had guys that could
Hmm.
dribble. The year after that team left, I joined, and I was like the best player. Everybody else, I had no shooters. All I had was a point guard. The point guard was pretty good, but you need more help than that. You need a
You
supporting
need the
cast.
team. You need the
Yeah,
team.
so,
Yeah, yeah,
so we had a similar season. I think we won one game out of like 16 games.
yeah.
So
Yeah, it's
yeah, that,
devastating. Loss after loss after
it
loss.
develops character.
Yes, it does. Yeah.
So you start to know how to deal and cope with a loss.
Failure.
You don't want to become a loser, but you learn to deal with it. You be like,
Hmm.
okay, it's out of my hands at this point.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. We
Yeah,
we lost as a team, so it's okay.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. What was your earliest memory, and how do you think it shaped you to today?
Earliest memory. I think when I realized that I was like a person on this planet, now I have to like make to some level of choice, and that I am my own person. I was maybe like 5 years old, and it was like a cold night. We were leaving church, and there was like this area that was kind of encaved in front of the church where kind of like water would pool, and so it was like winters where the temperature was regular at the time, and so it froze over in maybe December or January or something like that, and so then the bunch of kids and I would just like kind of skate around it like just on our regular shoes. And I think like that's when I realized it. I just like kind of got off ice skating, and then I was like, wow, life. Like, and I think that's where I kind of figured things out. And then I don't know how it went about the rest of the night, but I think since then it's been a very like I've been very conscious of myself throughout my life, every day, all the time. I'm very aware that I'm here.
What age do you think that was?
Around 5 years
That was
old.
5?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow, that's pretty young to have
Mm-hmm.
that realization.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow.
Yeah, maybe not like self-consciousness, but I'm like I'm here, like, and so are other people. Yeah.
Okay. Who was the most inspirational person in your earlier years, and what impact did they have on you?
I think I'm probably gonna still say my mom. Just she. So in church we had these programs, and I'm sure other people are gonna be able to relate. They were called Little Lamb, Eager Beaver, and I think the next one is Pathfinder, unless there's something in between. And so I went from Little Lamb to Eager Beaver to Pathfinder, and my mom kind of instructed the class throughout. So then I kind of had like I had an in with one of the directors, right? Like I knew her, right? So I felt like I
Okay.
knew a celebrity per se. She taught the entire class and me and some other directors about overall leaving an environment or a person or a place better than you found it, if not the same. So
Mm.
whenever we would go camping with the church, when it was like a Labor Day weekend or a long weekend or during the summer, we would go to a campsite, and then if there was already litter there, they would task us with cleaning it so that we would kind of appreciate what it takes to maintain a situation, an area clean, especially nature.
Yeah.
And then we had to make sure that we kept our sleeping bags clean and our tents clean. Like they would do a check every morning. Like my mom put me in that, right? Like put me into that process, my sister and I. And so it taught my sister and I a lot of skills, right? Not just like starting a fire and tying a knot and, bandaging a wound, but also appreciating where you're at and making sure that you, like I said, you leave a place better than you found it. So if there's litter there that I didn't do, like I should still take care of it because I'm here now.
Man, I wish everybody in the Bronx would do that.
Yeah, like it's interesting. I did a paper on littering in college. Like it was like my thesis. It was like my thing, right? And I found that places that already had litter were more likely to have more litter because it's already there, right?
Yeah.
So it's not just necessarily like people, because it does boil down to like individuals throwing out litter, but it also goes up to the government. Like, do they clean as well? And then you see like some private neighborhoods, they finance cleaning, right? Like they
Yep.
make sure that their neighborhoods are clean. But I feel like areas that aren't privately owned need government assistance and need beautification projects that actually beautify the neighborhood, not
I agree.
develop like one area. Like for Queens, I think around Suffin. I don't know if you've ever been around here.
Yeah, I don't know it too well.
It's rough. Like it's littered and it's not like the prettiest place to walk around, but it's one of the stops on the LIRR. So there is a level of wealth that travels through, right? Because those tickets aren't the cheapest. So
Okay.
they said that they were going to put money into a beautification project for Suffin Boulevard, and it's gonna, bring pedestrian-friendly streets, and it's gonna have storefronts that small businesses can partake in, and all that. And most of the money ended up going into the LIRR train station, and then whatever's under it, the only places that can afford it are now Dunkin' Donuts and a casino.
Wow.
And the litter is not changed. Like it's not beautified Suffin. It's just made the LIRR station cuter. So you know what I mean? So like commuters that want to come and live in a much lower rent area in Queens can still commute to the city and work there.
That is amazing.
So it's our fault, but it's also not entirely our fault. Because it is up to us to individually like not litter, but at the same time, there's so much litter, like so much. It's overwhelming for one person to be expected to clean that, or one community to be expected to clean that, without some level of assistance from the government.
I agree, and I think they have a lot of meetings in those areas, those communities, and they don't inform the community about these meetings. So only
Yes.
the people that go are the ones who want to use the money for something different.
Have interest, yes, have interest in
Also,
it. Yeah.
they're gonna put the meeting on or forum or some type of platform.
Mhm.
Nobody knows about it, so they could just say, "Hey, we had the meeting."
Like you should have been there. Yeah.
Exactly. Why weren't you there if you
Why
thought
weren't you there? Like we told you about it. Yeah. It's
they need to do a
interesting.
better job of informing everyone so they can be there and be involved in the process.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
And same thing goes for most politicians. You hear some like altruistic and also not altruistic politicians talk about fundraising, and that being like literally their job, because they want to serve their constituents, but they have to call the rich people to then get money into their campaign to then get reelected. So the second they get elected, it's now right back on the phones speaking to people who have no connection to the people who you're actually trying to serve.
Yeah.
And so like it allows for a different level of disconnection. And so that's why I liked Bernie's campaign, where it was just fully funded by people, which is insane. But it's how it should be,
Exactly.
Mhm.
It's the good old days, but
The good old days.
he never gets elected because he doesn't have anybody in his pockets.
Literally.
Yep.
His own party is like, something about you we can't control. So
Exactly. That's the key word, control. If they don't
Yeah.
have control, they're gonna make sure you don't get in there.
yeah,
Okay. What does the word success mean to you?
the word success.
Yes.
I think it means having an amazing network of people around me that I can support and they can support me, and like it becomes an actual relationship, right? So that's something I'm definitely trying to build, specifically over the past 2 years. And also making sure that my mom retires, because she's kind of around that age. She still has a bit more time, but and then stays retired.
Okay.
Like based on her personal assets, it's not likely that she'll be able to remain retired. So my goal is to make sure that she can.
Do you think that's a big part that played in your decision to do financial advice and insurance?
Yeah, for sure.
How did she feel when you got into that?
So she agrees with life insurance. She understands that it's important, especially at like when you pass, like just to leave something for your family. But she does not like disability insurance. So that's like that's as much as like we fight. But she agrees on the investing side. So we definitely have some investments going for her, just to make sure that her money grows more. But I think it's more so about the fact that we didn't understand our options. Retirement here is different than retirement in Guatemala. And retirement in Guatemala is also a rough picture. But we have to kind of unlearn a few things and learn new things, because retirement here to some extent is like funded by yourself, right? Your 401k, your Roth IRA, like the contributions you make through work or through not work, like you kind of fund your own. There's no more pensions really. So yeah, it was a big part. And my mom has been managing her own money since she was 12 years old, right? She would only get so much from her father to then last her the year, right? These shoes had to last her the school year. These books had to last her the school year, these clothes and all that. So she's been very meticulous about every dollar since she was 12. And that habit has carried on throughout her life. And so it's made me very conscious of whenever she would give me allowance, like how do I spend these and make sure that it lasts a week, and then or save it if I need a bigger expense like down the rest of the month. So I've always been kind of budget conscious, and my sister as well. And so she was a big aspect just in my life financially, overall, just saving, that being a big habit. And I feel like we didn't know everything for sure. Like we didn't know everything. Like all these creative things that some of the more wealthy people are able to do. I wanted to make sure that whatever level we're able to get up to, we can.
Gotcha. Mm-hmm. So when did it click for you that you wanted to do better financially?
I think right before COVID and then during COVID, that was like a big thing, especially like with unemployment. Like I didn't know if I was going to be able to get it or not. And just having like some level of financial uncertainty, especially during that time where like it was going to be over in a month. We're going to be back to work in April, and that did not happen. Wow. So I think that definitely triggered something in me, as well as just kind of going through the CUNY process. And the tuition for a CUNY is not as high as for a private school, but it's still money. And so we luckily I was able to get grants and scholarship money, but it was still difficult at the time. And then especially after graduating from Brooklyn, I still had some classes to pay for.
Okay. Mm-hmm. How did you navigate those times during COVID?
So during COVID, luckily I was able to qualify for unemployment. So like that helped for sure. Okay. And then it was mostly just about saving, because like nothing was happening, right? Like we weren't doing anything and we weren't really allowed to do anything. So a lot of it was just saving. And then that became habitual. So when I got back into work, I was saving like maybe 40 to 50% of my paycheck. Like that was going into an account. I didn't even look at it. I didn't even see it. And then it grows, right? And then I put it into a high yield savings, and then like that grew. And then I was like, oh, okay, like this is amazing to have this liquid in case something happens to my mom, to the car, to anything. And that was primarily the reason for that savings was for a down payment for a home.
Gotcha.
Even if it's just like a small apartment, really just so that the family has an asset. And then I was like, okay, like what else? Like what else can I do? And then
that's the game right now.
Yeah. And then one of my best friends got into Fidelity. So he went to a program in Rhode Island where he was going to become essentially an advisor by the end of it. So he had to get some certifications and do some exams and all these things. We were talking one time because I was dropping him off to the train, and he mentioned he made a comment of like, are we dumb? And I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know, us Hispanics, like we don't know like what these guys are doing. Like we don't know, like the things that they do is insane. And like, because he's like hearing all these insane examples of millions of dollars in one account, millions of dollars in another account. The net worth of this guy is 100 million. Like how does this even compute as for somebody's head when that's not something you've ever heard? And then he's like, are we dumb? And I was like, we don't know what they know. And it's generations of not knowing what they know, and generations of that information and wealth being maintained, because I mean, overall, logically, you want to make sure that your kids and your generations beyond you benefit from the money that it took to earn all that, benefit from all that. So there's no shame in maintaining your wealth. It's more so about making sure that you're not the only one that knows that information. So like now it's disseminating it, like making sure everybody knows, or as many people that are willing to know their options.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
When did you realize that you were good at financial planning?
I think I'm still realizing that. I think I'm still learning that. It might take some time, but so I switched firms recently. I started my career at Northwestern Mutual, learned amazing things there, and still have like some great relationships from there. And I switched from them to a smaller family boutique firm, Forest Hills Financial. So in that moment of transition, it was more so about, I have clients at Northwestern Mutual, right? So like, the work that we did there was good. So now it's about, how do I continue the relationship while maintaining the work? At first, I had sent out emails and paired them up with other advisors. I was like, look here, I'm leaving you with this person, that person. They're great. I trust them. Continue the plan with them while I figure things out, right? And then when I decided to move to this firm, I got an email from one of my clients, and he was like, no, wait, where are you going? What's going on? Like, I'm staying with you, wherever you go. And I was like, wait, what do you mean? And then we got on the phone, and he's like, look, I already did all this planning with you. I feel like you care. I want to stay wherever you go. I was like, damn, okay. So I'm going to sign the commitment letter because it was just really nice to get that affirmation or
feedback.
Yeah, that feedback. Yeah, for sure. That feedback was really nice. And like voluntarily from the client. Like I didn't solicit it, right? I wasn't like, hey, how do you feel about your new person? So that was really nice. I think that's probably like one of the moments that probably did it for me. I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this then.
I think that's a pretty big moment.
Yeah.
And is there any like preventative action that the old company can take against you for doing something like that, or?
No, so it was voluntary. It was voluntary from the client. If I then go solicit everybody and tell them, look, cancel everything that we did, and like if I get really predatory with it, then yes, obviously. Okay. But they were my clients to start. If they want to continue working with me, it's completely up to them.
Okay.
So yeah, and I wouldn't like completely cancel everything that they did. I do believe in most of the things that I did, if not all.
Did you go to school for this originally, or you just had to make a pivot?
Yeah, complete pivot. I graduated with political science, which is probably why we got like into those, diatribes. But I graduated with a bachelor's in political science. I took some classes to kind of get a minor in economics, but that didn't pull through. But so I have like some basic knowledge, but it's really just like economics is supply and demand. Like that's it. You learn, it gets more complicated, but really boils down to how much supply, how much demand, and where do they meet. I studied that, and then I made a pivot, especially speaking with my best friend, Mike, who went to Fidelity. Conversations with him were definitely like part of the reason why I made the move.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And what was your first job?
While I was finishing college, I was working as an administrative bookkeeper for a small manufacturing company. And that was my first kind of like official job. And while I was finishing college, it was part-time. So I would do that, I think 3 days or 2 days out of the week, depending on my college schedule, and then work the other days. And that definitely taught me, time management for sure, because it was the first time in my life that I had done both. That was it for some time, and I was able to save money through that. And then I was recruited for the financial positions as well after that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So you've been dealing with numbers. I'm starting to see a pattern here.
I've been doing math. I didn't even realize that. Yeah.
And then you started doing bookkeeping, which is a lot of numbers.
It's a lot of numbers, yeah.
And now you're dealing with financial services, which is a lot of numbers again.
Oh, yeah.
So you were made for this.
I guess so. And I'm still kind of like grappling with that, or like accepting that. Because it is a lot. Because it's not just that you're dealing with numbers, and even with the company I was working with, you're, reconciling statements. It's a lot of numbers, but it's a business. Like you have to make sure that everything is zero because the business is to file these taxes, and it affects the business if a number is wrong, especially a big number. And when it comes to personal finance or working with a small business, it's their livelihood, right? These finances are so intimate. So it's I'm asking people to kind of open up their financial diary to me, and it's a lot. It's a really, I have to be very responsible about it.
Yes, absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
And as far as the insurance field,
mm-hmm.
What I believe about it and what I found out recently, probably the last 5 or 10 years,
mm-hmm.
a lot of people's families, they don't believe in insurance because they feel they could get aggressive during the times where people pass away.
Mm-hmm.
So even in my family, there's been times where a loved one would pass away, and then it becomes a problem because nobody knows who's going to pay for what, because this person wasn't set up
Mm-hmm.
for passing on and paying
Yeah.
for funeral cost and burial cost and all these other
Yeah.
things. What would you tell a family member who doesn't understand the importance of insurance?
I think being informed is one of the biggest things. So like speak to somebody about it. Whether it be me, obviously like that'd be great, but speak to somebody about it. Speak to your loved ones about it. It might be a difficult conversation, but I think it's an important one. Most of these conversations circle around like the worst case scenario, right? I feel like it's a similar vibe when it comes to like prenuptial agreements.
Yeah.
Like, oh, you were already talking about divorce? Oh, we're already talking about me dying? Like, no, we're talking about when these things or if these things, well, like, at least when it comes to death, unfortunately, we all will, right? Unless we get microchipped into a robot or like whatever happens like the next 15 years with AI. But assuming organically we all will pass, it's about organizing yourself for your future generations. You want to make sure that they can mourn you entirely and not have to worry about the money. This is the moment where you're supposed to cry and roll up into a fetal position and just kind of process everything that now you're no longer with this person's no longer in your life. And that's all you're really supposed to be doing. Everything else financially should be taken care of, either through a life insurance policy or through, like a savings or whatever the case may be. But it's about making sure that the people passed beyond you are also taken care of. And also it's like a really nice way to like leave the world behind, where you're not leaving anybody with we have to do this.
Yeah.
Like,
large debt.
Yeah, exactly. And leave the people that you care about in debt. And I've spoken with people, like they have families and they have very good reasons to get insurance and they just don't want to do it. Whether they don't care, they don't want to, like whatever the case may be. To some extent, you can only push so far, because you don't want somebody to get a life policy and they hate it and they don't like you and they just no longer want to actually work with you, because it's not just life insurance that we do. We want to continue working with somebody. But I would feel much better knowing that I explained the importance to somebody and they made a decision to move forward or not, than forcing it down somebody's throat.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's an easy way to leave yourself organized.
Those who don't understand insurance, what options do they have in the insurance field? Like whole life and
and term and all those. Yeah. So it depends on what the client wants and what their goals are and what their budget is as well. So whole life is more expensive and term life is less expensive, but it means different things. So for term life, you're kind of renting insurance for a certain amount of time, for a term period, right? Like it only lasts a certain amount of time. Whole life insurance is permanent. Like it will last, if you live up to 300, it lasts up until 300, and you pass away at 301, your family will get paid out. But term insurance, it lasts for a certain amount of time. So there are certain periods, 10, 20, 30, or till age 80, or 70, depending on what company. And that's a very cheap way of getting a lot of insurance. And whole life insurance is a way to get permanent insurance that also has, depending with the company that you're working with, a dividend aspect to it and a cash value aspect to it that allows you to have a level of living benefits, while the death benefit is also still for your family, right? Where term insurance is just straight, clear insurance. You pass, your family gets this in that period of time. The benefit of having term insurance, at least with a company like that I work with, which gets into like a whole other conversation, but the benefit of having term insurance with a company like Guardian or with a company like Northwestern Mutual is that you have the ability to convert that to whole life over time. And then you can get permanent insurance while still having like the big chunk of insurance that you have. So it really just depends on the person. You have both of those options depending on your health and depending on your age as well, because the company definitely wants to know who it's insuring. So you will go through like some level of medical underwriting. The decisions that the health class that they assign you could be different than what we applied for or around the same, which will shift the premium amount, right? But it also depends on how much insurance we're going to apply for. So
also it's an application process.
There's an application process, and it depends on what company you go with, but for the most part, it's a heavily underwritten process. They want to make sure that they're insuring somebody that won't pass away soon. Right? That's as an insurance company, you're transferring your risk to another company. So they want to make sure that that risk is also one worth taking. So when you're working with a mutual company, which also includes New York Life and Mass Mutual, those are 4 great companies to work with. You are transferring your risk to a mutual company. If you own permanent insurance, you are part owner of the company. So they will give you a dividend rate because of that. For term insurance, again, it's the same. It's just straight insurance. It is what it is. But again, the benefit to convert it over time. Your options are whatever your options are at your age and your health certification class and all that.
I've been told in the past that people have heard stories about insurances not paying out.
Yeah.
What would you say to someone who has that reservation about insurance companies?
I think it's definitely what company that person worked with. I think that's a really big thing. There are companies that are not liquid enough to offer $1 million in life insurance. And
when you say liquid, what do you mean?
Like they don't have that in their bank and like in the company's like actual book. They don't have that. They can promise you $1 million, but they have so many shareholders that they're beholden to that. So privately owned insurance companies work different than mutually owned insurance companies. And you should definitely investigate the history of the company that you want to work with or thinking about working with. Want to make sure that they've been around for a substantial amount of time, just so that you know that they're not gonna fail when it comes to making sure that claim gets paid out. The agent that you're working with, you want to make sure that you like them, that they have a fine enough character, that they will make sure that whatever company that they do work with, because for the most part, a life insurance agent is kind of like can sell the market, like they can provide any insurance for any company. But so you want to make sure that the person you're working with won't just get with a company that'll give them a high commission and you some protection, but it might not be something that pay out. It's definitely vetting the company that you work with and the people that you work with. I think that's a big thing. But I also understand that people get scammed all the time. Like I have spoken with people who have way more policies than they need, have policies that have years of growth and nothing to show for it. So it's definitely about working with the right company for sure.
Okay, and you said there's a difference between mutual companies and other companies. Like, could you give an example of that?
Yeah, so a mutual company like Guardian, the one that I represent, like Northwestern Mutual, like New York Life, and like Mass Mutual. So those are big 4 mutual companies. They've been around for over 150 years, and they offer when you have permanent life insurance with them, you are part owner of the company. So because of that, the premiums that go into your policy are then also put into a separate account that then grows because it has fixed income and like it has a bunch of other investments that the company itself is doing. And then as the company grows, it is able to offer you a dividend rate in return for being an owner of the company.
And the dividend, that's going like money towards money
the
you
life
can pull
insurance.
out?
Yeah, the life insurance policy, which is some money that you can pull out. Again, with permanent life insurance, I feel like that's one of the reasons why it also feels like it's a scam, because it's a long-term vehicle. It's not a savings, it's not an investment, it's not anything like that. It is insurance, but it does have some living benefits like the cash value of it. So after some time, it's grown enough that you can, if done properly, you can take out a little over 90% of it, and that be a tax-free bucket of money that you have to then use for whatever, whether it be a new home, paying for your grandchild's college, paying for whatever the case may be, whatever you want to do with your money, you can, which is like the benefit of that. But it takes a while for that benefit to be realized. When it comes to just term insurance, if you're working with a mutual company, you can convert it to permanent insurance without needing to medically underwrite. So once you already did the annoying part of either a swab or a blood and urine sample, after you've done all the annoying things, you can convert that. Oh my God, again. You can convert that over time to permanent insurance, which will obviously cost money, but you don't have to medically underwrite anymore. So as your health changes, I think that's something that's beneficial, because my health right now at 26 is going to be very different at my health at 36, 46, 56. I think it closed. It didn't close. 1 second.
Does your dog keep opening it?
No, my cat.
Oh.
They like shove their little faces in.
I figured. I was like, it's been closed for so long. I'm like,
Yeah.
something's pushing it.
Yeah, they like clawed it.
Okay.
But yeah, so the benefit of converting it over is, I think, not just cool for like the aspect of the cash value and all the fun stuff of permanent life insurance, but I think it's also important for the fact that your health will change. So it's better to get it when you're younger. Obviously, everybody knows this, but it's obviously also better long term because you kind of have that time period in a term policy to convert it. And in, like, let's say you go for the 30-year level, then you have 30 years to convert that. So from 26 to 56, that's a lot of time, and my health will change and my income will change. So
what would you think the difference in price would be for someone who is 20 starting their life insurance compared to somebody who's like 40 or 50?
Assuming the same health status, like assuming they're both, those like tip top, it could be upwards of like over 100, maybe even 200
per month.
Yeah, of a difference.
So the 20-year-old, let's say, would be $50 per month.
Mm-hmm.
A 40-year-old would be about 200, 250.
Yeah, depending.
Per month.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. So if you're out there and you're considering insurance, Kyara could help you out.
Yeah.
How could someone get in contact with you if they find you to be the trustworthy person that they want to embark on this journey with? Yeah,
so this goes to that email I owe you where I'm going to have like everything listed. So it's going to have like my website, my LinkedIn, if they want to like vet me before they, book me, and also like a booking link. So that includes like a 30-minute either Zoom or in person, or a 60-minute Zoom or in person. So the 60-minute, I assume if you book the 60-minute, we're actually going to like start diving in. So we're going to ask you goals. We're gonna show you the process, then we're gonna ask you some goals and see if you're open to it. If not, it is what it is. The 30-minute, I assume it's more informational based, so again, showing you what our process is and seeing if you're open to then booking a 60-minute, right? And I'll also have my booking link added to that and some disclosures.
Okay, so everything's gonna be down below in the comment section.
Yes.
Make sure you subscribe, and you can either directly contact her or you can write in the comment section and I'll forward it to her. Okay.
Yeah. I think I'll also be in the comment section. My YouTube name is Breadwinner. I need to change that. But if you see my comment there, that's me.
It makes sense.
Yeah. I made it when I was like 14. I'm gonna keep it, but it's.
But it goes to show you knew when you were younger you'd be a breadwinner.
Yeah. I'm fine with that.
Yes. Okay. I have a question for you from the previous guest.
Oh yes.
And the last guest was Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
His question was, if there was one person that is no longer living that you will want to meet, who is this person and what questions would you ask them?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be the same person. Ruth Bader Ginsburg. Yeah, it's gonna be the same shorty. I definitely want to know what her like favorite meal was, what her favorite snack was. Did she like tea? Just random things, just to kind of get to know her as a person. I knew her as a professional, as a Supreme Court justice, but like, what did she do for fun? Like, did she like to walk, jog, that kind of stuff? Or did she like a mean martini? Like just random things. That would be like my person.
Okay, that's a good choice. And for you to ask the next question for the next guest, what would you want them to give? So
I've heard that it gets quoted a lot in my office where if you want different results, you have to do different things. So what in your life do you want different results in, and what are you willing to do differently? Okay. No, that's a good question. So I know the next guest is going to enjoy that question. Good. Who's your next guest?
Oh, I don't know yet, but
okay.
Whoever that is, I have a couple of people that I have in mind, but it's hard to get in contact with people. People have busy schedules.
Yeah.
So that's why you're going to start seeing a lot of video conferences because it's hard to get them to the location. So
yeah, it is.
So thank you so much for your time, Kyara.
Of course.
I think this is going to be a great episode. People are going to enjoy it. They're going to learn a lot about insurance they didn't know before. So thank you so much.
You too. All right. Have a good one.
Bye.